Hello everyone and welcome to today's current affairs update. If you are preparing for UPSC, state PSC, SSC, banking, railways or any competitive exams, this video is a must watch. So today is 29 September 2025 and we have some big updates for you from economy, agriculture, international affairs, environment and culture and sports. So let's begin the session. Well, coming to the first news, Bihar, 3 Amrit Bharat Expresses plus 4 passenger trains flagged off. So it comes under the economy and infrastructure, which includes transport also. In GS3, the infrastructure and transport and government schemes. What happened? So coming to the fact, Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav flagged off 3 new Amrit Bharat Express trains connecting Muzaffarpur, Cherlapalli and Darbhanga to Madar and Chapra to Anand Vihar. Then 4 additional passenger trains for intra-state connectivity were also launched. And why it matters? It improves interstate connectivity for people and freight corridors indirectly. So interstate, from state to state it will connect, okay. It reduces travel time cost for people in the region and immediate local economic boost, which includes trade, labor and labor mobility. Why it matters? It supports the PM Gati Shakti. See, PM Gati Shakti is a scheme and integrated infrastructure vision. Multimodal connectivity improves logistics efficiency and reduce supply chain costs, important for growth and inflation control. New trains can stimulate regional markets, link peripheral districts to employment or markets in metro areas, and increases access to service, which includes education and health. Okay, so if we include new trains, it will makes the economy better way. So while coming to the prelims liner, 3 Amrit Bharat Express trains flagged off for Bihar and 29 September 2025. The routes include Muzaffarpur to Cherlapalli and Darbhanga to Madar and Chapra to Anand Vihar. So it comes under prelims point of view. Then coming to the mains point of view, in a 200 to 250 votes answer, the first question will be explain India's current rail modernization push and connect to Gati Shakti objectivities. Okay, so here Gati Shakti is an scheme. Already I told you. Then coming to the second question, discuss socio-economic impacts, market access, tourism, labor mobility, and regional development. Then coming to the third question, evaluate constraints, last mile connectivity, capacity on trunk routes, maintenance, and financing. Then coming to the fourth question, suggest policy measures that transit-oriented development around stations integrated ticketing freight corridor linkages. These were the main questions that were asked in the UPSC prelims and will ask. So chances are heavy. Okay. Then coming to the possible main question is, assess the role of targeted regional rail expansions like Amrit Bharat trains in promoting balanced regional development in India. So the points were describe scheme. First you have to describe the scheme, then benefits, then limitations and policy recommendations in these answers. Okay, in this type of answers. Then coming to the second current affair topic, India's milk production, that is 146.30 metric tons to 239.30 metric tons from 2014-15 to 2023 to 24. It comes under economy, agriculture or allied sectors. Even it also includes in the GS3 paper, okay, which means agriculture, food security and rural livelihood. What happened? While coming to the fact or the data, milk production rose by 63.56%. Okay, there might be a chance that what is the milk production rose in the year of 2023 and 2024, that is on an average of 63.56%. Over the last 10 years, from 146.30 million tons in which means 2014 to 15 to 239.30 million tons in the year of 2023 to 2024. Per capita availability reported at 471 gram per day in 2023 to 2024, India remains the world's largest milk producer. You have to notice about this thing. Okay. Still, actually, milk production is heavy in the in our India when compared with the world because of white revolution, which is propounded by Varghese Kurian. In short, why it matters? If we are going to discuss. So, dairy is a major activity for livelihood for small and marginal farmers. That is direct employment for crores, which results in the development of their family. Then coming to the rising production improves food and nutritional security, which includes protein and micronutrients. If it talks about long answer or long narrative, so why it matters? Structural and transformation, that dairy supports income diversification, especially for women. Okay, that is smallholder model. Even we can observe every household in the villages having the cow or buffalo, whatever the thing. So that is milking animals, which stabilizes the rural livelihood through the proper milking and selling that milk to the dairies. Then coming to the value chain growth, cold chain processing, organized retails, or industrial and employment implications. And then implications for trade policy, MSP if extended to dairy support, and environmental impacts like feed, water, and methane. So coming to the prelims facts, India's milk production reached 239.30 million tons in 2023 to 24 per capita availability, that is 470 grams per day. So for prelims point of view, how much of million tons that is produced in the year as 2023 to 2024, and what is the per capita availability? Then coming to the main or answers points, the first question will be discuss drivers, breed improvement, cooperative movement like a AMUL model, and extension services, fodder and veterinary services, government support schemes. Okay. Then coming to the second question, evaluate challenges, that is low productivity per animal versus global leaders, feed or fodder shortages, cold chain gaps, and price volatility. Then coming to the third question, policy suggestions, that is targeted breed or genetics programs, improved credit and insurance for dairy farmers, methane mitigation measures, and climate co-benefit. So here the quick exam tip is link dairy increases to topics like food security, rural development, poverty elevation, and climate changes, which includes greenhouse gases from livestock in answers. Okay. So while coming to the third topic, Kishtwar, that is in Jammu and Kashmir, selected as aspirational agriculture district under PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. Okay, this also a scheme. You have to notice about this. What is PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? So topics comes under economy and rural development schemes, like it's under comes under GS3, that is agriculture and government schemes. Coming to the fact, Kishtwar district was selected as an aspirational agriculture district under the PM Dhanya Krishi Yojana. Okay, announced in the 2025-26 budget to develop 100 aspirational agri districts. Formal launch expected on October 2025. Okay, this was the main thing. It's going to launch on October 2025 this year. Then why it matters? Targeted inventions in districts with low crop productivity, low cropping intensity, and limited credit can produce demonstrable local grains. Okay, here in the image we can see KVK is organizing an village level workshop about the crops cultivation and crop productivity, how to increase the crop yielding, like that. Then focused on investments and saturation based interventions can raise yields and incomes, replicable model for other lagging districts. So here it will take as a pilot project, which means pilot project, Kishtwar district as a pilot project in the Jammu and Kashmir region and Jammu and Kashmir states. Coming to the prelims fact, PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana announced in Union Budget 2025-26 as an aspirational district approach for agriculture, which includes 100 districts and Kishtwar chosen among them. It was one of the 100 districts. Coming to the mains or answer pointers, explain the aspirational district approach, that is targeted metrics, saturation, and how agriculture variants differ from general aspirational district programs. Coming to the second question, use Kishtwar as a case. So here case studies, ask case studies, okay. Challenges, terrain, accessibility, cropping patterns. See, actually Jammu and Kashmir having the terrains and hilly areas because of Himalayan regions and ranges. Interventions, credit, irrigation, extension, value chain and linkages. Then coming to the third, critically evaluate and monitoring indicators, sustainability, role of private sector and agri entrepreneurs. Then coming to the fourth, possible mains question, which means how effective is the aspirational district model for agriculture transformation? Illustrate with recent examples. Here, the examples will be Kishtwar. Actually, it might be changes in pronunciation. So notice that. Then coming to the fourth product topic, which comes under culture. Maha Saptami, that is Durga Puja rituals. So it is the topic as art and culture and festivals. It comes under GS paper 1, that is art and culture, society, heritage. Okay. Then what happened? Coming to the fact, Maha Saptami, that is seventh day of Navaratri, marked with rituals like Kalavu, Nava Patrika Snanan, means Kalabu Nava Patrika Snanan, that is Durga Puja celebrations occurs. Eastern India observed symbolic rituals. Why it matters for exams? So, cultural practices, that is mention traditional rituals, religion variations and social significations in cultural questions. Can be used to answer questions on cultural continuity, religious festivals as social glue or role in intangible cultural heritage. Coming to the prelims point of view, Mahasaptami is the seventh day of Navaratri and important in Durga Puja rituals, that is Kalabu or Nava Patrika Snanan. So, what is the Mahasaptami? In which day of Navaratri it will be celebrated like that? In prelims, they are going to ask. Coming to the mains point of view, use festival examples to discuss secularism, syncretism, and social cohesion in India. Then coming to the fifth topic, Musi River, that is it is located in Telangana. Actually, Telangana CM appeals for public cooperation for rejuvenation. It comes under the topic environment and governments in the paper GS3, General Studies paper 3. Okay. So coming to the fact, Telangana CM Revanth Reddy appealed for public cooperation in the Musi rejuvenation project after high floods, that is flooding, and inaugurated Batukamma Kunta, that is government committed funds and rehabilitation measures. The project earlier received the funds, example 375 crore booster. Why it matters? See, nowadays we are seeing urban floods. So Musi River is also the one of the urban flood which causes the urban flood. It passes in the Hyderabad state region. Even it passes middle in the Hyderabad, which leads to the inundation of land. Why it matters? Urban river rejuvenation is central to flood mitigation, groundwater recharge, urban ecology restoration, and public health. Okay. So coming to the policy lesson, institutional coordination, that is Musi Rejuvenation Development Control Limited and some other. So funding, evictions or rehabilitation issues, and balancing development versus conservation. Coming to the prelims point of view, Musi Rejuvenation Project, major Telangana initiative, government released funds and CM sought public backing in September 2025. Coming to the mains questioning, the first question will be explain problems, that is encroachments, sewage inflow, sedimentation, climate change increase, extreme rainfall. Coming to the second question, discuss solutions, that is STPs, catchment area treatment, buffer zones, community participation, and urban planning reforms. Actually, in Hyderabad, there is a initiative called Hydra by the Hyderabad means Telangana government, which they are anticipating, and they are going to the areas where the land is occupied, where the catchment area or river area is occupied. They are going to devast that areas, and they are going to transform that areas into their surrounding regions. Then coming to the third, evaluate government's challenges, land rehabilitation, interagency coordination, and sustainable financing. Then coming to the sixth topic of today's discussion, Israel-Lebanon tensions. Still, Israel and Lebanon tensions were increasing. That is, Israel airstrikes on Hezbollah positions. It comes under international relations or security in the GS paper 2. So, GS paper 2 covers internal security, terrorism, and international relations in comparative terms. What happened? Israel warplanes struck Hezbollah positions or depots in southern Lebanon, latest in an ongoing series of strikes despite a prior ceasefire following the 2024 conflict. Such strikes raise escalation in a violent West Asia theater. Actually, they are not in the series of words. Why it matters? Regional stability, that is, Lebanon Israel frontier remains a flashpoint implications for refugee flows, humanitarian crisis, and energy shipments. So, this was the main thing that regional stability is the important. Coming to the India, large diaspora, energy security, that is, oil or Gulf routes, and diplomatic balancing act in West Asia. Coming to the prelims point of view, Israel airstrikes hit Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon in September 2025, part of periodic ceasefire breaches since the 2024 conflict. See, if any person came to the discussion that is going to end, even again, if they are going to breaches, it will lead to a drastic problems to both countries. So here, they breaches the main discussions. Coming to the main point of view, discuss the drivers of recurring Israel-Hezbollah violence and explain the consequences, that is humanitarian, economic, regional, geopolitical, which includes Iran's role, US involvement, and implications for global energy markets. And discussing with the policy angle, role of UNIFIL, which means ceasefire enforcement and diplomatic measures for de-escalation. Coming to the seventh topic, that is Sri Lanka cultural diplomacy translations of Bhupen Hazarika's song acknowledged by PM Modi. Recently, PM Modi in Monkey Bath discussed about this Hazarika's song. So coming to the topic, it covers in the international relations or cultures in the paper General Studies 2, which is India's soft power or cultural diplomacy. Coming to the fact, India's High Commissioner in Sri Lanka highlighted the translation and performance of Bhupen Hazarika's Manohar Bay into Sinhala and Tamil, which PM Modi referred on Monkey Bath. This is an example of cultural diplomacy strengthening ties. Okay, this was the main thing in Monkey Bath program. PM enhanced this, highlighted this Hazarika's song by Bhupen. Why it matters? Soft power instruments, that is music culture, help build goodwill and influence, complementing traditional diplomacy. So here soft power, which includes music culture. Okay, these were the soft power which develops the traditional diplomacy. Useful case to illustrate non-coercive tools in India's foreign policy toward neighbors. Actually, our India is having the positive manner and positive mindset among the countries which are opposition. Coming to the prelims point of view, PM Modi played Sinhala and Tamil renditions of Bhupen Hazarika's Manhu Manohar Bay, praising Sri Lankan artists, an example of India's cultural diplomacy. Note this point. Coming to the main pointer, use an example when answering on soft power, define and list instruments show outcomes, that is bilateral goodwill, cultural exchange and limitations. So software is the matter here. Then coming to the eighth topic, US Michigan church shooting, that is Grand Blanc town in the Grand Blanc township. Coming to the topics, international and security and crime, which in the paper GS2, internal security and international developments relevant for security analysis. What happened? A former US Marine, that is identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, allegedly drove a vehicle into a Mormon church in Michigan, that is said to open fire and set the building on fire. At least 4 people were killed and 8 injured. Attacker was shot dead by police. FBI treating it as targeted violence. Investigations continuing. Why it matters? Highlights continuing issue. Gun violence, extremism, or targeted attacks on religious communities, veteran mental health concerns. So this was the main matter in this discussion. Coming to the exam relevance, for comparative studies on violence and control legislation, US gun laws versus India's, refugees or diaspora issues, and human security paradigms. Coming to the prelims point of view, Michigan church attack on 28 September 2025, ex-Marine attacker killed, 4 dead and 8 were injured. Coming to the mains point of view, analyze US gun control debate and institutional responses, that is police protocols, mental health services, and which may includes veterans. Coming to the ninth topic, that is Asia's Cup, India beat Pakistan in final match. It comes under sports current affairs, that is general awareness, which includes prelims and even GS1 also for cultural and sports questions. Coming to the point or the fact, India defeated Pakistan by 5 wickets in the Asia Cup final in Dubai on 28 September 2025. Post-match presentation was controversial as Indian players refused to accept the trophy from Pakistan's ACC's official, that is, which leads to political tensions spilled into sports diplomacy. Here, India won in the cricket as the finals. What it matters, why it matters. Sports diplomacy. Cricket encounters between India and Pakistan has symbolic resonance, which leads to can reflect or contribute to bilateral tensions or thaw. Coming to the prelims point of view, India beat Pakistan by 5 wickets to win the Asia Cup in which done on 28 September 2025. Tilak Verma played a key role in the cricket. Coming to the mains point of view, use the event to discuss sports diplomacy and how sport acts as a soft power or gets entangled with politics. Coming to the question, evaluate whether sporting boycotts, gesture refusals help or hinder long term diplomacy. Suggest ways sports bodies can illustrate events. And that's it for today, current affairs, friends. We covered the most important updates from economy, governance, international relations, environment, and sports with complete exam relevance. Remember, it is not just an memorizing news, it's about understanding the impact and connecting with your syllabus. Keep revising these points regularly so that they are fresh in your mind on exam day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for daily current affairs updates. See you in the next session with more important topics. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.